commission was on the lookout for Mr. St. Pierre. You know, and these guys got caught, or however you want to say it.
Well, let me just say, he wasn't in, I mean, everyone was invited to be here, but it's his choice whether he wants to be here. And we're glad that you are here.
Well, I just have a question. I was just wondering what you guys thought about the intention. I know you guys said this is a learning process, and I was wondering what you guys thought about the intention. Was there any intention by these guys to create an unfair fight? Or, you know, and I was wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, I think that's part of what we're just hearing presentation here today. We're taking it all under advisement. That's why we've been asking questions. We've taken testimony. We've asked questions, and nothing will be concluded today, I don't believe. But I think there's been material by your council that has been offered to be presented. We'll receive that, and that'll be determined in the future. But we appreciate your asking the question. We have another person. It is.
I've got a couple of questions.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Penn, I'm glad that you're doing okay.
Thank you.
I would imagine it does apply to people bring all kinds of stuff to you and say, you know, if you take this, or you adjust this, or you use this, that you're going to be better. Anybody bring anything to you that said, hey, if you take this or adjust this, that you're going to be harder to hang on to?
People say it all the time. You know, I always got people coming up to me, hey man, you should at least take some growth hormone. They can test for steroids, but maybe you should take the growth hormone. But I just never got into that stuff, you know. It's like me sitting here now. Why would I want to be called, you know, the best tennis player in the world if I wasn't? If I had to cheat to get there, you know, it makes no sense to me. And that's why I've always, you know, been so hard on that stuff. When in the past, when Sean Short got in trouble for steroids, I was one of the first to come out and say it. You know, why is he taking steroids? And a lot of the people said, hey, you sure that's the right thing? There's a lot of people in this sport taking steroids. Do you want them to turn against you? But that's how I feel about this sport. You know, this sport is something very special to me. And when it comes to cheating or bending the rules, I don't know how, you know, anyone would want to be the world champion with a belt around their waist and they cheated to get there. It just doesn't make sense to me. It must just be strictly about the money or you know, the fame or whatever other reason, because it ain't about the pride of holding a championship belt.
My question to you is a little bit more specific, okay? I'm not talking about steroids, I'm not talking about growth hormones, I'm not talking about anything else. If anybody come to you and said, here, if you adjust this substance, your skin is going to be slippery. It's harder to hold on.
No, nobody has ever come up to me and said something like that.
Okay. Around the gym, has there been any suggestion as far as that these types of substances exist out there that you can take, that you can ingest, you know, like a vitamin supplement or any other type of food stuff that would have that same type of the response to making your skin slippery?
No, the only thing I've heard of is what Mr. Nahabedian has expressed to me right here in this room today. I've heard of, you know, people trying to oil up before they go in and let it dry off and then go into fight. I think that was in our complaint. Those other issues, I think we said about 5. Ingesting was one of them. You know, we put 5 other ways that somebody could kind of get slick or you know, before the fight. So and that's when we talked about and said, you know, that the only way you could maybe check is if you swab them during the fight and then when it tested that swab.
Do you have any suggestions for changes in our policies or our practices, any of our rules or our regulations that try to prevent?
Not hear you, Commissioner Linville.
I'm asking him if he has any recommendations for any changes.
You know, a lot of the recommendations have been stated. From my side, I guess, and this is a personal thing with me, I wish that, because we had the pre-bout warning and the commission members did catch him greasing, I wish that they did actually walk across and tell me, like, hey man, you better stay off your back, man, this guy's greased, you know, your arm bars and your triangles, they're going to be worthless, you know, you're going to have a hard time holding his head and you're going to take some punishment there on the bottom. So BJ, we saw him greasing his back, don't go on your back again.
And let me start by apologizing to you. I am going to go get in my car and call back in though, so
That's
I'll
fine.
be able to hear all this. The one question I will have, and I'll ask it now with your permission, Mr. Penn, during the fight, did you notice that Mr. St. Pierre was, for the lack of a better word, slippery as opposed to other fighters that you fought?
Before the fight, we all talked about it for a month, that, you know, he could be greasy, he could be slippery. So we did the pre-bout warning just to get it out of our head, because we were going in the fight to win the fight, you know. I don't remember much after the second round because the beating that I took in the second round, but I do remember somewhere in the second round, I was thinking, he knows I can't hold him. He knows I can't hold him. Now he's just going to be fearless with what he's doing. He knows I can't hold him, you know. I don't know, Kaiser has made some statements that said that his commission members told him that I complained about it during the bout, but I suffered a bad concussion in the fight, and I really don't know what happened past the second.
Okay.
You know, it's just kind of in and out.
No, that's a fair comment. Very fair.
I have one question too for Ms. Penn. I think the most important thing, Commissioner, is how are you feeling today?
Much better. You know, I was really dizzy, in and out. I've never felt that before. Just kind of touching my nose, and all my 4 teeth were just shocking real bad. I really couldn't even eat that much, and you know, it's been a road back to recovery. You know, I took a couple of MRIs for my head, CAT scans and stuff, and they wanted to go deeper to make sure, but you know, I don't have that dizzy spells anymore when I stand up.
Because let me assure you that we do care about your safety, we care about your health, and we care about how you feel today, and that's why this review is happening. We want you to know if we do care about you as a person, that it's handled properly.
Thank you very much.
I will say,